What's going on, family? This is Manuel Godoy from Black Sands Entertainment, and today is the day. Yeah, today is the day because you guys get early access. Early access. Yep, you're gonna get early access to my investment round before we open it to the public on July 4th. So currently, we've been raising capital like crazy through our patrons, our previous investors, special live events on Instagram and TikTok. But today it is your opportunity to invest. And we still got a little bit of room before our early bird special is up, because our early bird special ends at $500,000. And we're currently at $440,000. So you can still get it if you get in fast. But with that being said, the link is here and it's going to be here the entire time. I'm not saving this video. I want to be clear about this. I'm not saving this video. So when this video ends, I'm erasing it from Facebook and YouTube. Why? Because this is exclusive. This is exclusive. You're not here. You ain't to the party. You're going to have to wait till July 4th. You know what I mean? So let's go and let's have some fun, man. Let's have some fun. So first of all, I see all the comments here. Thank you guys so much for being here. Just let you know, this is an open discussion. That means you guys can actually ask questions. And when you ask questions about the investment round, I will pull them up and I will answer them. Okay? So if you need any help at all about what's going on with this investment round, please leave the question and I'll answer them. I'm going to be answering questions the entire time. In the meantime, I'm also going to be going through the campaign page. So the link's right there. It's on the screen. So first question, where is the link? Link's right there on the screen. Type it in on your browser and invest. Type it in. Invest at wefunder.com/BSP All right. So let's go ahead and let's look at that campaign real quick. Boom. So this is where we're at right now. We are currently at $439,000, right? And if you go to our campaign, just by typing in this address, wefunder.com/BSP, you'll see that we're very close to reaching our first early bird special cutoff, which is 500,000, right? Now, what it doesn't show you here, but is a reality, is that we have 1,000 investors already. We have 1,000 investors that were patrons or previous investors. That is crazy. We got 1,000 investors before we ever opened it up. That is wild stuff. You know what I mean? Let's go to the campaign page. So if you look, right, we have an actual deck up on here. We have a deck, an investment deck. And right there, you can see on both platforms, we're 5-star rated on both Google and Google and iPhone. So that's pretty dope, right? We're outperforming way more than what we expected to be. What is the problem? Obviously, the problem that we're facing is the simple fact that the industry doesn't let Black people write stories about Black history, Black fantasy, and Black sci-fi. We can't write those stories. They won't let us do it. If it's not about slaves, civil rights, or gangsters, we can't make that content. And BSP Comics is the ultimate platform for those kind of creators who basically haven't been able to move in the first place. As far as our value proposition, we're going for a niche market. I don't care about everyone else. I don't care about all the fans of Disney. I don't care about everybody in the country. I only care about Black families. That's the parents, that's Black mom, Black dad, Hispanic mom, Hispanic dad, right? And their kids. That's it. I don't care about nobody else. I don't care about nobody else. And that's why we're going to succeed. We're going to succeed because we're focusing on our core customer better than everybody else. Got you. I got some questions here. Let me go and answer this question before I continue. So let's see what we got here. All right. When you open up the WeFunder account and put money in it, well, what I would say to you, first of all, is there's no reason to put money in your WeFunder account. If you want to fund your investment early, you can. So if you want to fund your investment early, you can. But if you reserve it, it's just the same. You hold your spot in line. And when we file our Form C, so when we file the paperwork to officially launch the round, they're going to ask you, hey, here are the final terms. Are you okay with these final terms? And you can say, yeah, I'm okay with these final terms. And they say, all right, fund your investment. You said you were paying $3,000. Now it's time to pay your $3,000 and you're good to go, right? So just reserve your shares for now. If you're somebody who's investing and you can't fund it right now because of whatever, maybe they don't give you the method yet or you're international, don't worry about that. They're going to give you the option later on to fund your investment. So don't worry about that, all right? It's just a technicality from the legal side. So remember, investing, if you want to invest, go to wefunder.com/BSPcomics. If you want to leave this live stream, invest, and then come back to this live stream, by all means, do so, because we only have like 60,000 left. We only have $60,000 left of our early bird. And I want only my people getting the early bird. I don't want people on wefunder.com, those random people on wefunder.com. I don't want them getting my early bird special. If you don't know what the early bird special is, it's 10% bonus shares. So in other words, if you if you go and invest $1,000, you're gonna get an additional $100 in shares. That's how the early bird special works, right? 10% bonus shares. So you'll be pretty good. Now let's go and continue moving down this list, right? So as far as what we're planning on hiring, we're gonna hire an editor-in-chief, public relations, and an influencer manager. The editor-in-chief is gonna make sure that the standards of our company are high, right? So all the comic books on the app need to stay at a very high level of standards, right? Our editor-in-chief will be able to do that. Additionally, our public relations will make sure that we stay relevant in the news. And an influencer manager will allow us to really scale on downloads, right? Influencers drive downloads more than ads, you know? Paid ads are never as good as influencers. So we need a manager who organizes all of that. As far as underlying traction, we've gotten 85,000 downloads so far, and it's only been 2 months. So we're kicking ass right now, big time. And we also have zero debt, which is always a great thing. We have 40 titles now, 40 titles on the app. It's crazy. It's crazy. And we're getting close to 45 by the end of next week. So by the end of next week, we'll have 45 titles on the app, and it just keeps growing and growing and growing. As far as our business model, there's 2 parts of our company for how we make money, right? The first one is the public facing app. That is basically like the ones that you guys use with the gotcha mechanics and everything. That's going to have ads. It's also going to have a subscription system as well, and some microtransactions as well. These are going to be the ways that we're going to be making money on the public facing side of the app. But there's also an education facing side of the app, and that is going to be built exclusively for schools, okay? So when we want to get into schools and libraries, specifically middle schools and high schools, and even some colleges, we're going to do licensing to them, where they're going to basically pay a fee per student per semester through the library, right? Library cards and stuff like that. It's going to be an amazing model. Hopefully we could scale that to the point where we're basically the Scholastics of Black comic books. That'd be pretty dope. As far as who's our competition, well, we already know who they are, right? Comixology, Webtoons, and To Pass. That's our real competition. There's nobody in this space that's close to us besides those 3. So we need to go, and first we need to catch To Pass, right? We need to catch To Pass and then go from there. Adama Diggs, let me see here. Block user. Okay, cool. That works. Adama Diggs seems to be saying a lot of weird stuff, so I just banned them. I don't think they have anything to do with our company. If you're a real person, like, what are you talking about if I'm a real person? I've been doing this for years. People met me. If you're a real person. Okay. Let's see. Let me see. So that's basically what we're looking at right now. And just to let you guys know, the traction has been phenomenal. The group has been phenomenal. All these creators are getting a lot of big numbers. Freaking Macchiato is about to hit 10,000 reads on the app, right? Flame's closing on 70,000 reads on the app. You know what I'm saying? Monarchs is at 7,000. Delta Dogs, which didn't have any presence at all. They didn't have any presence at all before they got on the app. Now he's closing on like 8,000 reads. It's crazy. The growth is phenomenal across the board, and you know, I think it's awesome. So I'm gonna be taking any questions. Here's a good question. I'm gonna start with this question, then I'll go from here. So from now on, anybody who's asking questions, I'm gonna start with this one right here. All right, and then I'm just gonna answer questions going in order from there. All right. Try if your question's already answered, just don't worry about it. But if it hasn't been answered, I'll answer it, and I'll skip over any ones that are basically repetitive. Right. And remember, go and invest. If you haven't invested yet, go ahead and invest, and we got you, okay? Because this is a live event. Once this event ends, I'm going to delete this video. All right, so let's go here. Is there a way to get a career position with Black Sands Entertainment? Yes, there is a way to get a career business, but first you got to have like credentials. So one thing is we're definitely searching for animators. We have a massive recruitment phase for animators, people in the animation space, right? So any veterans in that are going to be able to get hired on us pretty quickly. We're also going to be looking for scouts. After this investment round, like $1 million of this next $3 million that we're raising, 1 million of that is for recruitment. We're hiring people. We're hiring people like crazy, right? Because we got to freaking scale. We got to scale, and that means we need Salesforce. That means we need people out there hitting the ground. So there's definitely opportunities to work with us. I think the opportunities are better for more younger people who don't need a ridiculously high budget right now, because there's only a few high-end positions that we're going to be recruiting for. There's not that many that are high-paying positions. The rest of them are going to be very lower scale jobs. You know what I'm saying? So the younger people are going to love those. But an older, more established person with kids might not be a good fit for them. You know what I mean? Let's see, what's the next one? How to invest. This is how you invest right here. Go to wefunder.com/BSPcomics. All right, wefunder.com/BSPcomics. I'm going to put the link so you can actually click it in the comment section, and you can invest there. You should do it now. You shouldn't even wait until this live is over, and then come back and talk to me. You know what I'm saying? Here you go. Boom. Just put the link in the comment section. Thanks so much. Let's see. Here's a question. Is there any share dilution protection? What does that look like? What percentage of the company does this 500K investment pool own, and how much can the shares be diluted? All right. In all honesty, that's I don't know anything about that. My lawyer's gonna have to answer that question as far as like dilution protection. I would actually look on what the standards are for WeFunder in general. The idea is you guys have to vote if I change your rights. So if I change your fundamental rights, right, you guys have to vote on that, on whether I can or not, right? But as far as like dilution, we don't plan on putting more shares out there that's already out, right? This round is for 20% of the app. So it's 20%. So it's a large percentage of thing, and it's a $3 million round. 500,000 is the early bird special. It's a $3 million round. Okay, so it's gonna be plenty of time to invest too. You don't have to invest today in order to get into the investment round. You do have to invest today if you want to get that early bird special. You know what I'm saying? I hope that answered it. I honestly don't know what the dilution protections are in the contract. I just don't know. So I got to have like a lawyer, my lawyer answer that, right? Or something like that. You know what I mean? Pin the investment link, please. Well, I don't know where to do that. Where would I even do that? I know. I'll be right back. Wait a second. Let me go and make it even easier for you guys. Edit, scroll across the bottom. There we go. Now the investment link is up at all times. So even if we're answering questions, you'll still see it right there. Invest at wefunder.com/BSPcomics. I hope that helped. By the way, you guys hitting that like button. I ain't seeing that many likes up there. I got 165 people in here, and I only see like 15 likes. Something's off. Let's see. What's next? I invested some money and now I don't see it anymore in my portfolio. What happened to it? The company already took it. Nobody asked the question to go on. So, okay. In all honesty, it should be in your portfolio that you have a reserve. You have a reserve with us right now. If you invested in this round, are you talking about BSP Comics or are you talking about previous rounds? That's the question I would ask. But it should say that you are reserved. You have a reservation for BSP Comics. It should definitely say that. Other people have told me that they see it in their portfolio, right? And they were wondering if they can adjust it or make it bigger or smaller or whatever, right? You can do anything, but nobody took your money yet because at the end of the day, until we close the round, every single investment is cancelable, right? So until we actually close the round and then we have a 6-day grace period, everybody's investment's cancelable. So you can cancel your stuff on the very last day if you felt like it, and nobody can stop you because that's the way equity crowdfunding works. So you got protections. I live in the U.S. Virgin Islands. Don't worry about that, Keisha. What I would like you to do is just reserve your investment. They're gonna ask you to fund your investment once we file our Form C. So once we file the Form C with the SEC and they approve it, they're gonna ask you, hey. Now you can, do the transfer, and then your bank will show up. Right now, we have a very limited amount of ways people can actually fund their investment, right? So only people who have that option can do it, but it's only going to cut them a little bit of time on the back end, right? It doesn't really save you that much time, and it really doesn't matter. So either you fund it or you don't fund it. The main thing is getting in place how much you're planning on investing early, right? I'm going to invest $2,000. Like, okay, they got you in the record, and they'll hit you up later. What's the investor perks? Besides the stock that you're going to be buying, you also get a perk at $1,000. So if you do $1,000 or more, you're going to get 500 unlock tickets on the app, right? So basically, unlock tickets is how you unlock all the chapters on the Black Sands comic app, right? And 500 basically means you can unlock every single chapter on the app without ever doing a mission, because you have so much currency to just go through everything. You know what I mean? So you get that as a bonus. It's just a bonus. It's not, you're not paying for it. It's just a bonus thing you're getting if you invested 1,000 or more. Just let you know. Can you see collabs with other minority companies like Milestone in the future? They can go on my platform. There will be no collaborations. I don't think I'm equal to any of them. And no matter what, they have a different path. They work with the industry, so we can't be on the same playing field. Indies can be on the platform. That's what they do, right? We're fighting them right now, so I can't do no collabs with the industry. If they want to be on my platform, they can, but I'm not going to do no collabs with them. It won't help. This is a thankful thought, so I just wanted to go and read this. Thanks for getting to me after I invested. I will continue to contribute. I have my kids using the app, and they love seeing themselves represented in stories they like. That's what it is. That's what it's all about. Thank you so much. Here's a question from Paula. She says, if I already invested 100, can I go back and invest more? Yes. The thing about it is, if you invest more after 500K, that more will be considered a different investment. So in other words, the first 100 that you invested before the 500K hit would get 10% extra shares. So 110, right? $110 worth of shares. If you invested 500 more, that 500 would just be 500 more. It wouldn't be 550 more because you're past the window of when you can get the bonus shares. Hope that helps. Are you hiring voice artists? Not really, not right now. Not for the major stuff. Not for the major stuff. The YouTube channel stuff, yeah, absolutely. But not the major stuff like the animations and stuff. Let's see what else. Ooh, there's a lot of questions. Jeez. All right, let's see. Outside of those jobs you previously mentioned, do you have any positions or volunteer opportunities for those adults with families looking to add experience to their portfolio? Me personally, I would like to have regional representatives of the brand for schools. In other words, I would love for you guys to get into school boards. I would love for you guys to go into your schools and advocate that they should go and do business with Black Sands, right? I even give you a 10% commission if you could pull it off. Right. But the idea is like ground soldiers, right? You go in there and you say, hey, look at this amazing content. Look what it's done for my kids. I think all these kids in this school deserve this. Right. And so we're going to have big initiatives for that. And hopefully, that'll be a big thing that everybody can be a part of. And if you land a couple of them, we'll give you like an official title that you can like put on your resume. Right. We'll say like Montgomery County education rep in Alabama, right? We'll do that. If you land a couple of places in Montgomery County, you're the rep now. Congratulations. So that's what we're gonna do. Question: I write and draw my own comics. Could I get my work released under Black Sands Entertainment? Not directly, unless you're really good, right? But you can always get your stuff on my app. We have less strict requirements for the app compared to traditional publishing. Traditional publishing is extremely strict, right? Extremely strict, and it's about taste too. I have specific titles I want you to do, and some of them just don't fit, right? But I said there's definitely ways to work with us on the publishing side. When did the business start? Well, this one is just brand new. The app just came out 2 months ago. So just to let you guys know, we're going to be having an audit. We're going to have an audit for both Black Sands Entertainment and Black Sands Publishing by law, right? A CPA GAAP review. All right. So it's brutal, right? And they're going to be going through all our financials for 2019 and 2020 for Black Sands Entertainment. Now there we have phenomenal growth. Black Sands Entertainment's been growing its ass off this entire time. But Black Sands Publishing is a brand new app with a whole bunch of titles and a lot of growth potential, right? So there's not much, there's hardly any financial history with Black Sands Publishing. But at least you'll be able to see what we've done so far with Black Sands Entertainment in general, right? So that's you'll be looking forward to that. The second we're done with the Form C, you're going to see that audit, right? So you're going to be able to go through all the financials and make your decisions on whether it's a good fit for you or not. Manuel, will you advertise your app on YouTube and other platforms? Eventually. Right now, we're focusing more on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Those are the best platforms for us. I just pulled up. What's the early bird special? That is 10% bonus shares for any investor before they get to 500,000. So if you're looking at the campaign right now, I'll pull it back up. This is the campaign. Once we get to 500,000, it's it. That's it. Let me go ahead and refresh the page too. I haven't refreshed it. All right, so now we're at 445,000 basically, right? So we're at 445,000. I'll keep that there so you guys can keep an eye on it. If I already pledged through WeFund, is it too late to increase the amount? You can increase it all the way to the last day of the campaign. You can always increase. You can always increase. You can always decrease. You can always cancel. All right. So keep that in mind as you're making your decisions, right? You'll be good to go. Oh, I guess somebody got a statement here. Knock it off with the gotcha questions. This is clearly legitimate. Trolls hate when black people do their own things. Yeah, some people ask obnoxious questions. You know, I try to ban them because I don't need to answer obnoxious questions, right? Everybody knows me by now. Right? Everybody knows me by now. If you're brand new, you see other people who know me by now. So it's like, you know, but I try to block them whenever I can, because they're not here at all to really do due diligence. I mean, all they got to do is Google Black Sands and a million articles will come up, right? But let's keep that positive energy. Let's see what we got here. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much for buying the books. Yeah, you know what? We always forget that the actual physical books exist. A lot of people forgot about that we got physical books and they sell pretty damn well, So thank you so much for buying them. Really appreciate it. Is $100 the minimum? Yes. Yes, that is a good question. The $100 is the minimum investment. So you can go anything over that, right? There are caps. Like they won't let you invest a certain amount if you're not an accredited investor. But as a non-accredited investor, you can raise. I think you can invest up to $2,500 before they cap you. And they cap you for the whole year. So. Well, Patron is not investing. Patron is a subscription model. So Patron is like people who support our company and want us to do cool stuff like YouTube channels and publishing deals and voice acting. Those are the things that patrons for. The patrons had a early access. Literally, like 90% of the investors I have right now that already invested are patrons. So they went and bought stock and they bought it early and they got 10% bonus shares because of that patron status, right? But the subscription is not investment. It's just subscription. It's like a way of just supporting our company. Yeah, no matter where you go on what platform you go on, they're gonna cap you. If you're buying stock, they're gonna cap you no matter what because it's based off your income, right? So once you hit your yearly cap, there's nothing you can do. It's based off your income. You know what I mean? That's the law though, right? It's not even us. That's not WeFunder. That's the law. If I went on Start Engine and did the exact same campaign, you still would be capped because the SEC knows how much you invested. The big question is, how will artists and writers be hired? I just want to donate, and if possible, can I pay $500,000 to have my child depicted in one of the comics? Well, I don't know about depiction stuff. For other people, I'm sure they have plenty of offers to get into their comics. But we're already pretty established as far as like the characters. We can't really add anything. With that being said, how we hire people. Most of the people we just hire through portfolios. So they show us their portfolios and we hire from there, right? But with that being said, when our other creators have their own comic books, we do licensing deals and publishing deals. Licensing deals gets them on the app exclusively and we pay them, right? But publishing deals, we actually own the property. They are the creators and we pay for everything. We're not just licensing it, we're paying for everything. We're paying for the entire book being done, we're paying them in advance, we're paying for the print, and we're selling the books ourselves, right? That's traditional publishing deal. Those are rarer, but we do have like 15 of those up right now. So we got 15 traditional publishing deals on the table right now, and we're expanding on that as well. My first time. How do I know if my reservation was successful? Just check your portfolio. Check your portfolio and see if you have anything in there. It should tell you. It should tell you. They should say, hey, you got something reserved or whatever, and you're good to go. For 5K, can my child be added as a cameo? Oh, God. We can't, man. I wish we could. Let's see. Hey, just invested. Thank you, Dandy Turner. Appreciate you. Go ahead upstairs, Valencia. Let's see. Hi, Giselle. Giselle's here, by the way. She's watching y'all, so don't act crazy, okay? Giselle's watching y'all. Let's see. I've been watching this amazing platform last year. Can I invest in someone else's name because I want to be able to hand it down to my younger generation? You can transfer shares eventually, not immediately, but you can transfer them in a year. There is no way you can invest in another person's name. That's not legally possible. But you can eventually transfer them to whoever you want. It just takes like a year or so before you can actually start doing transfers. What's the ticker? There is no ticker. Go and put the link into your bio. Look at that. WeFunder.com/BSP Comics. You can invest right now. It's only on WeFunder.com. There is no ticker. It's not an investment. Patron is not an investment. Patron is a subscription service. It also has the benefit of being the first investors in our company. So literally 90% of our investors so far have been patrons, right? So they use their early access to get those early bird specials. So but the $20 tier has like special meetings. We have special meetings. We have special like conversations. They get to check our books every now and then. So we give them like behind the scenes numbers, what numbers we're doing that month. It's very hands-on when it comes to like business accountability, right? So people who want to keep track of their investment and get close access to us, they're $20 patrons. Most of our patrons though are $5 patrons, which means that they support the company, they support our growth and everything else, right? But they're not out there trying to micromanage our platform and our business. So. Any link to see growth since the business started? The best thing I could say is go to WeFunder.com/Black Sands Entertainment. That's the original company, right? So go to our last investment round on WeFunder, and you'll be able to go through our financials in that campaign, right? And you'll see the growth in that campaign. They'll give you historical information, gap reviews and everything else. Do you accept novels in the platform? Not yet, but it is something we're looking to do one day, like maybe a year from now. We might accept novels, not right now, but eventually. How do I apply for comic books to be on the app? Well, what you got to do is go to blacksandspublishing.app. The link is in my Instagram and TikTok accounts, right? But if you go there, when you go to blacksandspublishing.app, there's a creator application. You can go there and submit your comic books on there. Are you hiring 2D or 3D animators? 3D animators. 3D animators and 2D special effects. So we really need a 2D special effects expert. So we'll see. Can investors submit a story? Absolutely they can. But they can't, but there's no guarantees, and there's not even like a little bit of favoritism. Just let you know. I invested over a year ago. That means you have stock from over a year ago. You must have had stock in Black Sands Entertainment, right? So that's the stock you have. If you invest right now, you still will get the early bird because we're not at 500,000 yet. But but there's no guarantees or anything, right? So you just got to get in before 500,000. If you wait, the early bird special will be gone. Here's a good question. I already invested in Black Sands Entertainment. Is there a reason to invest in BSP as well? The answer is BSP may be acquired one day. So as far as liquidity goes, it's probably more liquid to be an app investor than a Black Sands Entertainment investor, because I'm not selling Black Sands Entertainment no matter what, right? But BSP is technology. It's a platform. So if I get an offer in the future for hundreds of millions of dollars, we're going to take that offer and everybody's going to get paid. You know what I mean? He says there's no reason to walk away from an offer that will give us the ability to do whatever the hell we want from now on until the end of time, right? So let's build this platform up. Let's make it huge, right? And then let's get everything else done, right? That is like, once you get that big payout, you can do whatever the hell you want. Will the paperwork be physical or digital? Digital. They're going to give you your contract in your portfolio, and you could download your contract. You can print it out, do whatever you want, but it's a contract. It's a contract stating how many shares you have, how much you paid, signed off by us. I wanted to know if we could still get the comics with our patron. I just released issue 9 for you guys. So I just released issue 9 for the patrons. The issue 9 won't be on the app for like 5 more weeks. You know, so you guys get early access to everything. As patrons, you get early access to everything, and eventually we're going to be able to start giving you codes for the app. So every month we'll give you like a new code, which gives you like, I don't know, maybe 30 unlock tickets or something, right? Just because you're patrons. Yeah, we definitely got ways to make sure you guys stay winning, right? That's one of them. All right, so I'm going to stop taking questions for a second, and now is your opportunity. If you're here and you're planning on investing, now is your opportunity to, walk away for a second, invest in the company, and then come back to this live stream, okay? Let's take a break. Let's take a break, because I'm going to take a break right now anyway. I need to get some water, stand up a bit. But you guys go ahead and invest, all right? And then I'll be right back, and we can continue this conversation, okay? I'll be back. All right. Just had to clear things up real quick. Ooh. Let me see here. What we got here? Where we got? Where's the link to your investment page? Yeah, it's right there, buddy. It's right at the bottom. WeFunder.com/BSP Comics. Y'all need the link? I'm putting it back in the comment section right now. Boom. Just put it in for you guys. But yeah, it's been exciting, man. This has been a very exciting part of our growth in our life. Think about it. Like, who's done this before? Which Black comic book creator or publishing house has ever done the things that we're pulling off together? You know what I mean? Like, we're actually competitive with Comixology. We're actually competitive with platforms like that. You know what I mean? We're outranking Marvel every day, right? Like, think about that for a moment. Who, like this is a historic movement, and we can really keep this going. We can keep this going. We can get millions of users on the app, and hopefully one day we all get rich, right? But even if we don't get rich, at least we set up the playing field so that our kids can actually have some damn heroes that look like them. And I don't mean somebody in a blue suit, right, with lightning powers. I don't mean that. I mean somebody who's a historical figure that they can look up to, just like all the little white kids in the world can look up to Hercules and Julius Caesar and said, I could be that too one day, right? We need that. Why don't we have that? We need that. We need somebody in history that we can go and say, I want to be like them. You know what I'm saying? That's why they always push that trauma on TV. It drives me nuts. The link you posted is where to go to invest. Yes, this link right here, wefunder.com/BSP That is where you invest. Remember, it's a direct link. So in other words, you have to literally type it into your browser in order to go to it, because it's a private campaign. If you go to wefunder.com, you won't find it. You can't find it because it's private. It's going to be public on July 4th. July 4th is the day we're going to open it up to everybody. Who's on the stairs? Maury, I'm still talking. Okay? All right. Oh, let's see. Yeah, it's the bar. Yeah, the bar moving across the screen. Do you plan to eventually create a Black Sands comic verse with spin-offs and arcs? We always have individual character arcs. So they're there. We have one for Ra the First Pharaoh. We got one coming out for Endocles, the Spartan, right? So we're gonna have a Spartan series. We're also gonna have one for MSME eventually. Eventually, we're gonna have one for MSME as well. These are all little spin-offs. They're usually manga style, so they're black and white, right? And they're pretty good. One, First Pharaoh's on the app right now. You can read First Pharaoh right now. Let's see. Damn, it's a lot of questions. How am I gonna get through all these questions? All right, let me see. I wouldn't say this is a spinoff. Yes, this app is a spinoff. No, it's not a spinoff. It's not a spinoff. The app owns all of our digital properties, period. The app owns all of our digital properties. It's basically digital incarnate. That's what it is. Anything that's digital with Black Sands and our company in general is on this app. It's the digital home of everything. Where on the page we invest? I don't see any tab. It says reserve. It says reserve right there. See, it says invest. The button says invest or whatever. There you go. You hit that button and then you're in. You can set up. How do I bid for a license? There's no bidding. You either get accepted through our curation or you don't. We are 100% choosing based on quality and content, right? Quality and content. If your content is clean enough for YA or below, you're going to be good to go. And your quality has to be at least mid-grade, so intermediate level, right? It doesn't have to be the best stuff in the world, but intermediate at the minimum. No. So here it goes. This is a good question. Does the money need to be in my account when I reserve or when the campaign closes? So once we file our Form C, that's the legal paperwork in order to start your raise. Once we file our Form C, they're going to ask you, hey, these are the final terms approved by the SEC. Do you accept these terms? You're going to say, yes, I accept these terms. I want to invest. And they're gonna be like, all right, well, you said you wanted to pay $3,000. So now you can pay your $3,000 in any way, shape, or form you would like, right? And they take anything. They take ACH, wire, check, debit card, international bank. It doesn't matter. They take a lot of different ways. They even take funds. So like, you know how some people have like investment firms and stuff like that, or invest through companies, right? So they have other ways like that too, you know, to invest. There's plenty of ways to invest once the final forms are filed. But until then, it's just you holding your place in line saying, hey, I invested at this time. I was planning on investing, right? And when you open it up, I'm gonna fund it. And that's basically how it works. Can we please allow annual membership plan via Patron? All right. I'll finally put it up this month. This month, I'll finally open the year plan, right? I don't like the year plan, but I'll do it. I'll do it. When you go public, will you be listed in the Cash App? Nope. Everything's gonna be going through WeFunder.com. It's important that it's on WeFunder.com. You got to get your stock. It has to be legal. You have to own it legally, right? So that's what's going to be worth. What is the app projected to be worth? Well, currently we're raising at a $15 million valuation. What I'm planning on doing is within 2 years, I want to be raising at a $60 million valuation, right? So at least 4 times more than where we were at right now in 2 years. And hopefully by that 3rd year, we're getting acquired for $300 million or more, right? So we'll see. We'll see what happens. You know, we'll see what happens. But basically, that's how it works right now. That's our goals. That's our goals. Where do I go to invest? WeFunder.com/BSP Comics. It's scrolling at the bottom of the video. It's scrolling right there. Just type it in and go invest. Yeah, I think I answered that one already. You know, nothing's legally binding until we actually close the campaign. So even if you put money in after we put the Form C in, right, and you actually put money in at that point, even after that point, you can still cancel. You can cancel all the way up until the very last day of the campaign. Will investing in Black Sands Entertainment be possible in the future? Yes. 1.5 years from now. 1.5 years from now, we'll probably do another investment round for our main company. But we don't need it right now. We don't need it, and that's why we're not raising. We want to make sure we get as much value up as possible before we get into that next round. When we talk about portfolios, we're always talking about WeFunder. We're never talking about Patron. Patron doesn't have like a portfolio. WeFunder tracks all of your investments in every company you invest in. So they're going to have all your paperwork in there, or at least your reservations on a list. Hey, thank you, Jay. 4K. Now, the cool thing about it is this. If I do my job, right? If I do my job and we can get this to a $300 million buyout, right? If I can get to that, most likely that 4K will turn into, 120K, right? It's a 30x return. So, you know, hopefully, right? Let's see if I can pull it off, right? We got to grow our asses off to get to that level. But the multiple's basically, 25 to 30x if we get $300 million buyout. It's probably not that much. Let's just say 20x. 20x is a good, more reasonable number. 20x is something that's very likely if we hit a $300 million buyout, right? So yeah, I think that would be cool. So 80,000 for 4,000, that sounds pretty dope. If that happens, you guys got to put Black Sands Publishing on your car when you buy it. Say, hey, BSP bought me this car. 300 million. Oh, this is a good question. Yeah, 300 million. 300 million is the minimum I'm looking for to be acquired. 300 million. Hopefully 500 million, right? But we got to grow like crazy if we're going to get to 500 million. But 300 million seems to be the base going rate for established comic book apps and web novel ads. So I ain't taking no less than what everybody else has offered. 300 million. Oh, I lost my spot. Yeah, it's being reserved. That means that everything's fine. Everything's fine. If you see a reservation in your portfolio, it means everything's fine. Just sit it out. Just sit it out. You'll be good. You'll get an email soon. We have African Samurai's retainer name, Yusuke. Yeah, I know that. Are you still mailing out physical copies to the patrons? No. No, we're not doing that anymore. We stopped that about close to a year ago. Close to a year ago, we stopped doing the physical books to patrons. That was a long time ago. Well, it's a good question, and I don't think it matters what conventions. We're always on the East Coast, but it doesn't matter right now. We're going to be at New York Comic Con. We're going to be at New York Comic Con. We're going to be at C2E2. That's guaranteed. So C2E2, New York Comic Con. I'm going to be doing a signing at the end of the month in Brooklyn. So I'm going to be doing a signing in Brooklyn at the end of the month. Just to get out and do a signing. I haven't done a signing in forever. So I'm going to go out there and start signing some books. So there we go. When a company buys the app at 300 million, what should we do to get our return? Sell your shares. Sell your shares, or there's two ways you can do it. You can sell your shares, or you can just hold on to them and see how much higher it goes. Because I guarantee you, if somebody buys the company for 300 million, the valuation is going to skyrocket past 300 million. Because that company that bought it probably already blows up apps in the first place. You know what I'm saying? So you can either hold out or you can sell your shares. Either way, you're going to be at that valuation when you sell. You're going to sell at that valuation. You're not going to be selling at the valuation you bought at, which was 15 million. Here's another question. When will the campaign close? And the answer is when we hit 3 million. When we hit 3 million, the process begins. And then 6 days later, we can close. 3 million. So let's see how fast we can get to 3 million. That's the real question. I know we're going to blow past 1 million. On July 4th, when I open up this campaign, on July 4th, we're going to blow past 1 million. Like, it's going to be quick. Like, within a week, we're going to be past 1 million, right? As far as getting to 3 million, it might take us 2 months, you know? Because after you get to like 1 million or so, you basically got everybody who's like a diehard Black Sands comic fan. And at that point, now you're kind of playing the long game. You're getting investors in. You may be getting 50 to 100 investors a day, right? But it's going to take a while. It's going to take a while to finish it up. You know what I mean? Yeah, this is a very important part. Gray Hokage, this is important. This is important. Download the app. No matter what, if you're planning on investing in our company, download the app. See whether you think it can make it. You know, that's the best thing about having an actual product. You can literally download the app and say, this could be a $500 million app one day. I can see it. If you believe that it could happen, then it's a great investment, right? But the product speaks for itself. Download that bastard. Check out all the comics on there. See what we've done, and then decide whether you should invest or not. Hey, Gonzalez, thank you so much. Appreciate it, man. We'll try to get you those unlocked tickets after the campaign closes. Oh, yeah, absolutely. We're going to have more investment rounds for you in the future. We might have animations you can buy a part of, you know, all types of cool stuff. One thing is this. Now that we know that we can raise money and that we can raise money on anything, we're going to start doing stuff that's riskier. Like right now, this is not a risky play. What is a risky play is, let's say, a video game, right? Let's say we want to make a mobile RPG, right? A mobile MMO. Very similar to another Eden or Epic 7, right? But with our characters and our universes and stuff. That's a risky play. But what if I said I need to raise $1 million to make that game and hire the studio to make that game, right? And I'm going to give you 30% of all revenue generated from that game. Straight up. You get 30% of the revenue because it's a risky play. It's much riskier than a company, right? You said a video game is sink or swim. It might fail miserably or it might make hundreds of millions of dollars. Who knows, right? But the idea is you get a huge chunk of the actual sales. You know what I'm saying? So that's how those type of things would work. Let's see. Here's a good question. It's a good question. Will we get a public link to share? You can share this link with your friends if you want. Just don't post it on social media. You can give it directly to them, like DM it to them. You can DM wefunder.com/bspcomics to them directly. Just don't put it on social media yet, okay? We want to kind of keep it exclusive until boom. You know what I mean? Here's the question. I invested last year in February. Is this a different thing? Yes. What you invested in last year in February was Black Sands Entertainment at the lowest possible valuation we ever had. I'm telling you right now, your stock has at least gone up by 300% in value. At least. Minimum 300%. But you won't have a hard number until we get to our next investment round, which won't be for a while. But you're doing phenomenal as an original investor in Black Sands Entertainment. You're doing absolutely phenomenal right now. Where do I sign up? BSP Comics, wefunder.com/BSP Comics. Don't go to wefunder.com and try to look us up. There's no point. It's private. You have to go to wefunder.com/BSP Comics. Let me go and check the campaign too. I haven't refreshed it. Oh, look at that. Dang. We went from 445,000 to 461,000. I guess that break was worth it, huh? When I said I'm going on break. Right? I said I'm going on break. I'll be right back. He said, next thing you know, 15K is on there. That's cool. Thank you guys. Yeah, Tanya, make sure to put our name in there directly. If you go to wefunder.com and try to look for us, all you're going to see is a whole bunch of companies because they don't have us on the list. We're private right now. You have to put in wefunder.com/BSP Comics in your browser. You have to type it in directly and it'll work. All right. I'll give you the link again. Here's the link again. I'm putting it in the comment section right now. And then you can just click it and go ahead and invest. Here you go. Hey, you know what? I think this is a good moment to take a break from questions and let's read some of the words from the actual investors. Wouldn't that be cool? I think that'd be pretty cool. Let's see. Let's go to the actual investors, right? What did the investors say? I'm gonna do this right here. So let's do this. Boom, boom, boom. Let's take this comment thing banner off. Let's see, which one is it? This one. Let's hide that one. There we go. So we got that one right there. Let's keep that one on there, but we're gonna do this. And let's go to what people are saying. So what people say. Now, do you guys see this? Let me see if y'all see this or not. Okay, you can see it. So first of all, we had an independent review from their people, right? So here you go. Brian Bullen, right? Brian Bullen interviewed us to see what he thought. It was a 10-minute interview, so let's go and play it.
Or how did you find this audience?
My name is Manuel Godoy, the CEO of Black.
Let me know if you can hear that.
We basically make a distribution platform called BSP Comics to distribute comic books made by Black and Brown creators to Black and Brown users who have been neglected by platforms like Webtoons to pass in Comixology. We saw a hole in the market and then we decided to fill it. And we launched about a month ago, and to date, we've already gotten 50,000 users, and at least 60% of that has been organic. We are consistently in the top 100. Actually, we're in the top 20 on iOS and Android right now in books and references for both categories. So our app is doing phenomenal right now, and now we're trying to accelerate it with this route.
That's fantastic. You said you launched 1 month ago. You're in the top 20 on iOS.
Yes.
Fantastic. Congratulations. That's some really awesome initial traction. You must be feeling really good.
Oh yeah, I wasn't expecting either.
Well, I'd love to hear more about that launch experience. I mean, 50,000 users, 60% organic. I mean, that's what did you do, or how did you find this audience?
Well, I've always had a big audience when it came to social media content, on Instagram and then TikTok and YouTube. And we raised $1 million last year on WeFunder through Black Sands Entertainment in order to develop this property. And it took about 9 months to develop this app. We wanted to basically make a Webtoons platform, but we couldn't just make one cookie cutter like Webtoons in the past. So we added game mechanics into it, like a gotcha system and everything else, in order to refresh the experience and diversify the reading experience for users, where they don't read one book and then leave. They actually read a whole bunch of them.
That's very interesting. So you mentioned you raised $1 million for Black Sands Entertainment, which is different from Black Sands Publishing.
Yes, it is the parent company of Black Sands Publishing.
Got it. And so this is a fundraise for to spin out the sort of the Black Sands Publishing entity, the distribution platform.
Yes.
Got it. And can you talk a little bit more about the game mechanics? That sounds really interesting.
Yeah, so basically, I'm a big gamer. So every single free-to-play mobile game out there right now, RPGs especially, have gotcha mechanics, which are basically like random loot rolls in order to get new characters or stronger items or whatever. And we decided to do that with comic book chapters. So we give everybody about 3 chapters for free in every series on our platform. And then after that, they have to roll the gotcha and get random chapters along the way, right? And this basically forces a reading experience to, spread out a bit, right? Instead of binging your one series that you came for and then leaving the app, thereby messing up because my series Black Sands is very popular. So if everybody was just going to read Black Sands and leave, defeats the purpose of people actually joining my platform.
See, so can you tell me more about the gotcha? I feel like that description of it I don't know quite as well.
Okay, so the idea of a gotcha system is you paid in-game currency, right, or in-app currency that you get over time by doing daily missions like read a chapter, comment, right, or whatever. And when you get those currencies, you spend them on the gotcha system, which will allow you to roll, like a random hypothetical roll, on content. And you'll get a random piece of content every time. Usually it's a chapter of a comic book, right? That's how we basically deliver the system to the people. We also have trading cards as well. So people are allowed to do trading cards, which is way different from Webtoons in the past.
That is very interesting. And I'm assuming then that users can pay kind of to buy more in-app currency in addition to the same way you have those mobile games?
Yes, currently we have a very basic monetization situation where it's just some microtransactions, but eventually the main monetization system will be opt-in ads. We don't want to have banners, nothing. We just have opt-in where they actually choose to watch a 30-second non-skippable ad, and then we give them like an unlock ticket or something like that, so they can like control the way they read without having commission. That way, it's really good to monetize the free-to-play people, and then the people who want to subscribe monthly, they can as well, and they'll get a massive amount of currency daily. You know?
Yeah, cool. And do you have, of the 50,000 users, do you have already revenue?
Yes, we did get some revenue. We did do revenue last month. We only did like $3,000, but you know, literally we were just testing to see what would work and what wouldn't work, and hopefully kill the bugs, right? Now, that was one of the good things about the platform too, was just the fact that we were so low on critical bugs. There was like no critical bugs on either release for Android or iOS.
That's great. So tell me a little bit more about the revenue plan going forward. I mean, do you have sort of a forecast, or what are you expecting?
Yeah, we're projecting that, you know, first we got to get revenue neutral on our advertising spend. So we're probably going to be trying to hit that within 3 months after our round is closed. That means that we're going to be fully implementing our revenue models within like 2 months for subscription, and also advertising, right? And our download cost is actually extremely high because we're so niche. So we actually get like 77 cents per install right now in the US, you know, so it's extremely like effective right now, you know, and you know, I believe that we'll be able to get this quickly because we already have a major platform in Patreon where we have people subscribing to us monthly already. So we know that people are used to subscribing to us on a very high basis. We do about 26,000 a month in donations alone on our Patreon.
And when you say our Patreon, the Patreon is for your
Black Sands Entertainment.
Black Sands Entertainment. Okay. And so you're converting a lot of those users into users of the Black Sands publishing app, and you're using that to promote additional Black and Brown voices.
Yes, absolutely.
Got it. And 77 cents an install sounds really good. Do you feel like that'll work for quite a while?
Yeah, because we actually have a whole bunch of influencers who make new creative all the time. So they have their own way of saying things, and people just recognize them and be like, oh, okay, they're on this, let's go. And so we definitely have a really good drive there. And we also have a future revenue model after this next round, where we're going to make a second version of the app that's exclusive for schools and libraries. This is a much more licensing heavy business model, right? And potentially could be literally the main player if we do it right, you know?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I just want to go back for a second to the influencers, because that actually is interesting. I guess all of the creators who are distributing through your platform are also promoting the app.
Yeah, there are many influencers. Yeah, there are many influencers. Some of them are really big. I have this guy called King Lion. I brought him onto TikTok a while ago, but then he gained like 400,000 followers in like a month and a half. I don't know how he did it, but you know, he's been driving a lot of traffic himself. I have a big platform myself, so I always drive traffic. And between me, him, and a whole bunch of other creators, plus just the fandom going crazy, you know, it just has a lot of natural traction. And we also got covered a lot in the media too. We got covered by the LA Times, CBR, Publishers Weekly, and a whole bunch of other, you know, I can't even remember them all right now.
Yeah. Of course, I mean, that's great. So what, just so I know, I'm just going to look back at sort of what the fundraising amount is, but what do you plan to use the capital for?
Yeah, so we're raising $3 million, and we're going to do $1 million as far as like how we're just making it very simple. We're going to do $1 million in development. That is 500,000 in app development, 500,000 in content development, right? So that's more like acquisitions, you know, content development, acquisitions, series, you know, teams, all that art stuff, that kind of thing. Then we have $1 million in just straight growth. That's hiring influencers, making a whole influencer marketing team. That's just, you know, I feel like that's the most efficient way to get downloads compared to straight raw ads. And then finally, we're going to spend the last $1 million on key employees. Try to lock down some really high level people for at least 2 years, right? And not only that, but after this investment round, we're also going to be looking for a technical investor who's actually like already in this space at the 100 million plus range, right? And say, hey, grandfather us, teach us how to do that, right? Just at the end of the day, I'm a comic book developer, you know. I work with people who know what they're doing, and I go with the people who are like experts in this field, you know, and I just make sure that it stays popular and it's really high, and the messaging we're doing is like right on message every time for everything.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, I just have, I guess, one last question I wanted to just dive in on. You mentioned key employees and tech investor. Like, what roles do you see those key employees
okay,
filling?
so editor-in-chief is definitely paramount. We need somebody who's going to be able to handle all of the creators and stuff, make sure that their content's up to par, so that we have a really high standard, because it's a curated app. It's not like Webtoons where anybody can get on there. You have to go through a process. We also need to have our own PR and marketing department. We just got to have that. And then, you know, a whole bunch of smaller paid internships that we're going to be having. A lot of them, though. So stuff like scouts, you know, what's it called? We're just looking for people to pick off. You know, reality is there's a lot of content creators out there already that I don't have on this platform that I would love to just pick them off, right? And we need a lot of eyes on the ground to be able to do stuff like that.
Great, great. Is there, just before we wrap, is there anything else you want to add that we didn't cover yet?
No, not really. I think we're doing a great job right here. The fact that we can consistently stay in the top 20-ish, you know, of everything, and we're outranking Comixology and Marvel and DC as a comic book company. You know, like really, you know, says that we have a lot of potential considering this is just us starting off. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah, clearly. Well, that sounds great. Congratulations on all the success so far, and continue good luck.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
So you saw right there, what you saw was a completely neutral, multi-millionaire angel investor questioning the hell out of me, right, as a representative from WeFunder, right? They have to do this to every company. You got to have a neutral voice asking you questions about your company in order for, you know, the risk factors to be done. And there were your answers. That was my investor panel. It was pretty cool. So this was his actual remarks. What he said was, early traction shows the company can build a successful distribution channel for creators, plus a really unique use of game mechanics to continue to engage and grow users. His advice was maintaining high quality is going to be crucial as the content library expands. And that was it. So there you go. Let's see what else. Let's keep going. So here's some of our key investors. All right. So Simone says, I invested because it's important to normalize seeing Black people in comics. I feel you on that. Kevin Brown got big money, man. This dude's cool, man. He's been with us for like 4 years, dead serious. So Kevin said, when you dig into the details of the permutations of what has been done here, he said, it is my belief that no single project exists today in the United States of America that will do more for Black wealth than this one. I got a question for y'all. Do y'all believe that right there? Do y'all think that Black Sands is going to be the #1 avenue for Black wealth in America compared to all the other companies out there that exist right now? Do you think that we might be that company where there's going to be a lot of people buying their first homes and stuff from the investment they did with us? Let me know in the comments section. I'm going to keep reading these bad boys. I'm going to keep reading them. Let's see. Next one. Mark Anderson says, I wanted to invest because this is history making for Black comics. BSP will be the trendsetter for other Black comics to get started. I forecast BSP of achieving gains we can only imagine. Brandon Williams says, I want us to change the narrative, but to change the narrative, we need platforms like these. Exactly. If you don't build the platform, you can't change the narrative. You can complain all you want on social media, but if nobody actually builds a competent platform that's simply better than others, you won't be able to change anything. So that's what we had to do. Let's see. Tyrell says, I'm excited to see what BSP family will do. I think he just invested. That's cool. He said, Malik Nash, I'm a young investor that thoroughly enjoys the app, and I'm interested in seeing where everything goes. Boom. You see that? Likes the app. He said, I'm in. Marcus says, I believe in this comic. I've read most of the chapters, and I'm really excited to be a part of something amazing. I like how we are represented to the fullest. Brucelius Morris Jr. says, I believe in BSP Comics and what it stands for. Clayton said, I love the work you guys are doing. The stories are compelling. The art is beautiful. Emilio says, I'm excited about the growth, educating people on their heritage and your personality mindset. I got a good personality? That's cool. Thank you. Let's see. Tarzan says, a chance for me to be a part of something I could be proud of, to say matters when my kids read the narrative. Now there's a weird thing going on this. Why is all the men up here? I find that odd because I have a lot of female investors. In fact, close to 50% are female. But for some reason, all the men are at the top. This is just a weird programming glitch. Let's see. Jamal says, because I believe in supporting Black-owned businesses and would better. Let me see. And we better do it. That we'll be doing it with something like comics. And not only am I enjoying the BSP app, but your TikToks and your attitude has been so intriguing and inspiring. So from a young 26-year-old, thanks for even giving us the opportunity to do this. Hey, thank you so much. Really appreciate it. And my TikToks are funny. We got to have that energy. We got to stop being humble. As a community, we got to stop being humble. We can't forgive every transgression that's done to us. We got to go to war sometimes. And that's what BSP Comics is, the open war against them. Let's see. Lord Todd says, big fan of Flame and Black Sands. Those are two dope series. Fatira says, thank you so much for doing this. I wholeheartedly believe Black Sands, and I want to see this dominate every animal entertainment ever. Teresa says, all black everything. That's what I'm talking about, Teresa. Ayana Freeman says, I am a business owner and understand how vital investors are for growth and expansion. I believe in Black Sands, and so does my 10-year-old daughter. I like that. I'm going to star this one. That way it goes up to the top. Dominique says, I am committed to the movement. I want to see all of us shine our brightest. And I thank you for doing your part. And I am just doing mine. Peace, love, light, and cosmic energy. And Angelia says, I am more than confident your company will be a success. So many Black and brown girls and boys will be positively impacted through your work. See, I love these things. These are the things that matter to me. Bump the downloads. I want to know why it matters. A lot of people got kids, man, and it means so much to them. And they let you know. They let you know that they kids care about this app more than anybody else. So this is it, man. This is the movement. Now, I'm going to take questions for about 5 more minutes, right? So I'm going to give you 5 more minutes to get as many questions as you can in. I'm going to answer them, and then I'm going to be done. But when this says 1 hour and 30 minutes, which is 12 minutes from now, I'm done. All right? By the way, if you haven't invested yet, go ahead and invest. Go ahead and invest right now. All right? I got you. And let me know if this was a fun experience. If this was a fun live stream and it was very insightful, right? And you thought I was pretty transparent and clear, just let me know in the comment section. That way I have some feedback, right? And I know what I need to improve if I have to improve something, right? I know what I did good, okay? Question for Gonzalez is, how would someone submit a graphic novel to BSP? Go to blacksandspublishing.app. I'll give you the link right now. Here you go. Blacksandspublishing.app. Let me see. Blacksandspublishing.app. All right, so go there. I just pasted it in the comment section. and save the page. Save that page, and then you can submit there. You can submit your comic books through that application on that page. You can invest, just reserve for now. If you're Canadian, reserve. I think there's only one place though that is banned in Canada. So Quebec. If you're from Quebec, you can't invest on WeFunder. For whatever reason, Quebec got beef with WeFunder. I don't understand it at all. It's only Quebec. People can invest all around the world, but Quebec, Canada, they can't invest. I don't understand it. Yeah, it's open. The round is open. Go ahead and invest, bro. Go ahead and invest. Let me see. Do I have any more questions? I'm trying to find them. Always enjoy our investor talks. I'm proud of multi-investor. Oh, yeah. So a lot of people have been here for a while. Carla, she's been here for a while, and she's done a lot of investor talks and a lot of investor meetings, because we don't only have investor meetings when we're raising capital. We have investor meetings for like quarterly reports, like telling you how we did over the quarter, where our sales are, yearly reports. Sometimes we have meetings just to go and talk. Right, and she's been through a lot of them. And I'm glad that we haven't let you down yet, right, Carla? So thank you. Where will the investment company ask the final question to invest? It's going to happen on WeFunder. WeFunder is going to email you directly right after we file our Form C. It's gonna ask you right away. Let's see what else. No, I'm going to delete this video, man. I'm going to delete this video. What I'm going to do is I'll probably let it run to the morning. So I'll keep it on the platform till the morning. All right. So I'll keep it on here until like 10 o'clock in the morning, and then I'm erasing it. All right. I'll do that for you. I'll do that for you if you want to review the entire video. It's a long video. It's like an hour and a half. But I'll do that for you. Okay. 10 o'clock in the morning, this video's gone. So is the link. So if you ain't invest yet and you don't have that BSP Comics link, you're going to have to wait till July 4th with everybody else. So make sure you get it in if you can. Hey, thank you. Thank you. Appreciate you too. Appreciate you too. I thought this was a very constructive meeting, and I thought a lot of people asked really good questions. Really good questions. The one question stumped me. One of the first questions stumped me about the dilution protections. I'm gonna have to go and look that up myself, right? What kind of dilution protections do you have? I'm like, I don't know. Like the lawyer will have to explain that one. So I'm gonna go ask that question myself, because I don't know the answer to it, right? So I need to figure that out. Where's the link? It's right there. It's right underneath. WeFunder.com/BSP Comics. Since we're in the last 10 minutes, actually we're in the last 5 minutes. So here you go. I'm putting it in the comment section right now. BSP Comics. Okay. Yep. So we're in the last 5 minutes of this thing. So here you go. Yeah, what's up with that? Why does Quebec have beef with everyone? They ban everything. Quebec bans everything. They're like, we're not doing business with the world. Yes. So yes, comic book creators in Fiji can submit. We actually have some traditional publishing deals with Malaysians. So island people, I love seeing island people's works. I love, especially if it's cultural. If it's cultural, I damn sure want to see it. I like cultural stories, right? I love cultural stories. So anything about the culture, the history, big win for us. We love that stuff. Hey, I just want to know what's happening with Everborn. Well, Everborn's making more titles. So Everborn has 3 comics on the app right now. His 4th one's about to go on there for Prince of Arcadia. He has 2 different series which are also being created right now. They're all part of the same Everborn universe, though, and those are being created right now and they're being done. I'll pull him back up I'll pull him back up one of these days so he can go and talk to you guys about what he's doing with Everborn, right? Because he's always working. He's always working on his comics. Yeah, so yeah, that's the thing about it. When you sell your shares, it's just one payout. You're gonna sell them, and you probably get taxed on it too, right? But you're gonna be selling your shares. We don't pay dividends. We don't pay dividends, and I don't think the company that buys it from us will pay dividends either, right? So it's just selling shares. The way typical investments go, you sell your shares, you know. Let's see what else. Yes, yes. Just get reserved. Whatever you guys do, get reserved tonight. All right. Because you don't have to fund it. You don't have to fund it right now. When we file our Form C, that's when you have to fund it. So make sure to just get your stuff reserved, especially if you're international. International, you have no way of funding your thing in the first place because they're only accepting Americans who have like a certain way to fund, usually ACH, right? So if you don't have that option, you can't fund yours in the first place. But just wait. Once the Form C is filed, they're gonna give you like a million options on funding your investment. So just get your spot in line. That's what the reserve means. You have a spot in line. And when they start checking people into the movie, right? When they start checking people in, you can't skip the line. If you're in the line at this spot, that's you're gonna get processed in that order. Would you be open to do a workshop session on equity crowdfunding? Yeah, I love training people. I love training people. So yeah, I'll definitely do a. If somebody invited me to an event in order to teach equity crowdfunding, I would 100% do it because this is one of my favorite topics. Not just equity crowdfunding, but crowdfunding in general. I mean, think about it. I've done the best at everything. I've done the best at Kickstarter. Nobody competes with the numbers we do on Kickstarter. I've literally done the best out of all of us on Patreon. I mean, on Patreon, we're a top 1% company. We're actually a top 0.1% company. You know that little Bernie Sanders line? The top 1% got more wealth than the bottom 50%, right? Right? That's what Patreon's like. And we are a top 0.1% company on Patreon. So we do numbers now. We do numbers. Yeah, it does. The easiest way is just simply seeing the balance. If you invested and we're not at 500K yet, you're good to go. Don't worry. They do a lot of due diligence. WeFunded does a lot of due diligence to make sure that the people who got early bird perks get it, and the people who didn't don't. You know, they make sure of that. Last time there was a long process to make sure that everybody got this stuff on time. So don't worry about that. They're going to do that. They're going to do a lot of due diligence to make sure the right people get their investment. Hey, thank you. Thank you. I'm glad that this conversation gave you more confidence in our company. That's kind of the whole point of these conversations is people have hard questions. People have hard questions and they want answers. And if you give them legitimate answers, even if you don't know the answer, right, but you explain it as best you can, right, they're going to respect that and they're going to join you. You know what I'm saying? You can't just say, what you got to understand is we rebuilding Black Wall Street. You're like, yeah, I understand that, but I'm trying to figure out I'm trying to figure out what the valuation is, right? Well, you know, Black Wall Street wasn't built in a day. We got to do our business. You know, there's a lot of people out there like that. They like they keep name dropping like special like phrases, right? And they won't explain anything. They won't explain anything, right? Because they don't have no business to stand on. We hope that we have good enough business practices and good enough numbers to stand on and be able to answer our questions directly. So thank you so much, and thanks for upping your reservation. Really appreciate it. Can I increase my initial WeFunder amount? Yep, you can. But if you increase it after we hit 500,000, that new money won't get the 10% shares. Just let you know. They'll consider that money after 500,000. The old money will still get it, but new money won't. Do I need to stay on top of the and watch WeFunder? Nope. But do start paying attention if we get past 2 million. If we get past 2 million, start watching. Start watching, if nothing else, than just to get good vibes from watching a company get past $2 million. I think we'll be the first Black-owned company, not even comics. I think we'll be the first Black-owned company to do multiple millions of dollars in a campaign on WeFunder ever. I think we'll be the first. So let's make history. Set the video to private and provide a link for it if you're concerned about. I'm not too concerned because most of the people who are on my page are devoted followers. And I'm gonna erase it in the morning anyway. We're very close to public launch, so we only got like 3 days left. 3 days before public launch. So if it does get out, it's not the end of the world, right? We're almost done with all of the. My biggest concern was getting the link out there before we finished the early investment. And the reason for that was very simple. I don't want random people who don't have any loyalty to my brand at all getting 10% bonus shares. Me just giving them 10% more shares for the hell of it. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't feel too good about that. I want to make sure that 100% of the people who got the bonus shares were people that's been messing with me for years. You know what I mean? People that's been there with my company for years. That's the people I want to give shares to. You know what I mean? Because those are free shares. Those are shares coming directly out of our coffers and going free into your coffers. So I don't want to do that to random people. I want to do that to people who's been there and who's about that life. You know what I mean? Oh, show the total before you log off. Yeah, let me check that real quick. Let me check. I haven't checked it. Let me check. Let me go up to it. I gotta check it too. I've been talking too damn much. So it was 461. It was 461 last time. So let's see where we're at now. 472,000. So we went up by 11,000. 11,000 since we last checked. So see? We're moving fast. And remember, this is all live stream. This isn't even like us on Instagram or TikTok with the link everywhere. This is straight up us having a conversation. And we put close to 30,000 on the board. We put close to 30,000 on the board in a conversation. You know what I'm saying? Imagine what happens when we open the gates and everybody can go in. You know what I mean? Well, thank you guys so much. We had a great time tonight. I'm going to leave this up until 10 a.m. in the morning. 10 a.m. Eastern time, I'm going to erase this video. But you have this video. You can share it with other people. You can do whatever you want with it. Definitely share the link. If you invested and you think some family members or friends would love to invest as well, you still got close to 28,000 left of you know, early bird special left, right? So claim it up. Claim it up. Be greedy. Don't share it with nobody. Go and get that for your family. And we appreciate you so much. Thank you guys. And I'm out. I'm out.